law, or laughter. But first, let's take a look at the prereq that Anand Sanani has sent us. He spoke to the two students and he sent us this report.
The Press Council Chairman Justice Markande's Katju's statements are seen to be provocative and often evoke various kinds of responses from across the country. But this time, on his remark that 90% are Indians, is something that perhaps could get him into some kind of a legal trouble, because a brother and sister duo from Lucknow have actually gone ahead and served him a legal notice. Why is it that you have done this, and do you think that any good will come out of this? Because Justice Katju is seen to be a man who's very strong about his beliefs in whatever he says.
When Justice Katju gave his remark, then he was meaning something good. He was thinking that it is about communal violence and he was condemning it. But the way Justice Katju presented the whole thing, obviously it was not taken in a good stride by me. So I don't know whether it will do something good, and Justice Katju will in future he'll think about what he says. But on my part, I think I have done what I should have done.
All right, well, joining us in the Delhi studio is prabhsahay kaur, who's a lawyer and, of course, a young urban Indian who's bursting with opinions also on this. And part of the legal fraternity makes it really interesting to see what she'll have to say about Justice Katju's remarks. But also joining us from Chennai is a stand-up comedian and actor, Mr. Sanjay Rajwara. Thank you, sir, for joining us from Chennai. I want to start with you, Sanjay, first. Many of the tweets that we've been seeing on social media all through the day, many of the comments are actually very interestingly witty, they're funny. Many of them are actually sarcastic takes on what Justice Katju said at the seminar last week. Do you think that this entire fuss that's been created on social media and, of course, this outrage that seems to be pouring out, do you think maybe as Indians we're taking ourselves just a tad too seriously?
Can I speak in Hindi if that's okay with you?
Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Can I speak in Hindi?
Yes, of course you can speak in Hindi.
देखिए, जहाँ तक सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर का सवाल है, तो इसमें तो कोई दो राय है ही नहीं. हमारा तो सेंस ऑफ ह्यूमर है ही नहीं. जब तक दूसरा कोई केले के छिलके पे फिसल के गिरता रहता है, तब तक हम हंसते रहते हैं. और जिस दिन हमारे साथ कोई मजाक कर लेता है, तो हम उसे कोर्ट नीचे ले जाते हैं. अब सवाल ये है कि कोर्ट के 90% में आते हैं या 10% में आते हैं. ये देखना मैं ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टेड हूँ. मैं दूसरी बात ये है कि ये लोग जो लोग इस बात से परेशान हुए हैं, इनको कैसे पता कि ये 90% में या 10% में.
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि ये दो बच्चे जो इस कमेंट को लीगल नोटिस के द्वारा हैंडल करना चाहते हैं, क्या आप कह रहे हैं कि ये बहुत ज़्यादा दे हैव स्ट्रेच्ड द इशू टू फार, यू थिंक?
हाँ, मेरे ख्याल से बच्चों को तो दूध घी खा पी के खेलना कूदना चाहिए, थोड़ी पढ़ाई लिखाई कर लेनी चाहिए, नहीं तो कोई शौक पूरे कर लेनी चाहिए. कोर्ट वोर्ट के चक्कर में से क्या लगा रहे हैं यार, जिंदगी में आगे बहुत लगाने पड़ जाएंगे, बहुत मसले हैं.
Right. Of course, Sanjay, that's a view that's actually, interestingly enough, many other people have also tweeted saying that, what are these kids doing, sending legal notices, they should be studying. What do you make of this entire issue?
Well, they're informed citizens. I don't think you can curtail their right to send a legal notice. But the question is whether such a claim for defamation as they want to file against Justice Katju would actually be maintainable or not. I don't think an action such as this would be maintainable at all. Two reasons. Firstly, he's not imputed anything on these two individuals in particular. Secondly, in order to maintain a claim for defamation, you have to show injury to your reputation. You have to show that I have been lowered in the eyes of others. My reputation has been lowered in the eyes of others. That is something that both of these students cannot possibly show in this matter.
Because in fact, interestingly enough, Justice Katju has also replied.
And justified what he
and
said.
Justified what
and
he
I
said.
agree with that. From a non-legal point of view, one has to see it in the context that he's saying it in. He's saying it in this young lady just came on and said that, oh, I thought it was a comment which was talking about communal violence. It was, in fact. He is only referring to the manner in which communal riots take place in this country, and I think he's absolutely justified in that.
But prabhsahay, I want to ask you this. Many people will actually question that. In fact, even on social media, many people have actually said that legal fraternities are unlikely to actually say anything against Justice Katju.
You make the legal fraternity sound like some kind of cult group, but actually, the comments that I saw online, I was quite surprised to see overwhelming support in his favor.
Yeah.
Because if you see his speech as a whole, He's not saying 90% of Indians are idiots, period.
Yeah.
He's saying they're idiots because they're easily provoked and they're easily misled by agents in the society that want to mislead them.
Yeah.
And he's not wrong in that context. Be it the right to vote, it's very easy for us to get provoked.
Yeah.
So it's in that context that he's made that statement.
Okay, Sanjay and Prabhsahay, I just want to take you guys through a couple of the live tweets we're actually just getting right now. You know, Freebird has tweeted saying these kids are just trying to seek limelight. There was nothing wrong in what Katju said, just smile away. Rajesh Rathore has also written into us. He says we all have at some point in exasperation raised our hands and said something we regret. Benefit of doubt to the justice. But Sanjay, I just want to bring you in on that. Do you think this is a statement that he made out of exasperation?
नहीं, मेरे ख्याल है ये बच्चों कच्चू साहब ने तो नहीं, लेकिन ये बच्चों ने जरूर एक्सएस्परेशन में एक्शन कर दिया। ठीक है, हमारे यहाँ मसला ये है कि वही बात कि हम ये समझते हैं कि हम दुनिया की सबसे ज्यादा जो है शानदार कौम है और बाकी सब हमसे कमजोर है। अब ये सबसे बुरी बात यह है कि बच्चे भी यही करने लगे, भाई ये भी यही करेंगे जो इनके बुजुर्ग करते हुए आए। हमारे यहाँ बात बात पे तो लोग नोटिस देते हैं एक दूसरे को, फिल्मों में गाने में कोई वर्ड किसी को पसंद नहीं आया, किसी को कोई बात से बुरा लग गया, चाहे कोई भी मतलब फालतू की फजूल की बात है, किसी ने क्रिकेट के हेलमेट पे अपने तिरंगा लगा लिया तो उसको सचिन तेंदुलकर को नोटिस निकाल दिया। मतलब ये इडियोसी नहीं है तो और क्या है? मतलब बाय सर्विंग दिस नोटिस और बाय थ्रेटनिंग लीगल एक्शन, बुरा ना माने लेकिन जस्टिस साहब की बात थोड़ी सही प्रूव हो रही है इससे तो।
Okay, Sanjay, I just want to again bring in some tweets that we're getting in now on the show. And of course, just a quick reminder that if anybody is watching this debate right now, this discussion right now, you can live tweet us and we'll of course take your tweets. Let's take a quick look at what Siddhant is saying. He's saying, Justice Katju may have chosen his words inappropriately, but it's far from defamatory. Sumit Goyal has tweeted in saying, I agree with Justice Katju's remark. Yes, I'm an educated idiot. That's why I vote for corrupt politicians and pay taxes. Probably one thing we all want to say, but Sumit Goyal obviously putting it fairly articulately over there. We're also getting a Freebird has sent in another comment saying it's very easy to lure Indians in the name of religion. Manjunath has said that coming such a remark from an Indian is absolutely a surprise and unacceptable. 90% should file a complaint against him. So clearly you can see social media there divided on how they actually feel about Justice Katju's comments. But let's bring in a student who actually sent us a video blog just a little while earlier. Let's listen into what he has to say.
Someone telling me that 90% of Indians are idiots would indeed fill me up with anguish. More so because the comment has come from an eminent personality like Justice Katju, who has always been voracious of his opinions, be it issue of arrest of Mr. Asim Trivedi or reminding duties to Mr. Nitish Kumar. I cannot even bring myself to imagine the extent of the scandal it would have made had the same comment come from a person of different nationality. I understand that he had a point to put forth, more so very pertinent one to that. However, use of such words is so unbecoming of him. The words he has used totally diluted the idea he wanted to make. I guess he must have used more befitting phrases for the same.
All right. Well, of course, Gitika there who sent us that opinion. Prabhsahay, she says that such comments are not befitting from somebody of that stature. Do you agree with that?
See, the choice of his words may not be entirely appropriate as per some views, and I'm not saying they are. Yeah. But the point is, it's not that this has come out in a judgment or it's come out in a circular or notification. It's his personal view. And as a society, we're becoming increasingly intolerant. He's given his view in a particular context. You may not have liked the choice of his words, so be it.
Yeah.
In fact,
I just quickly want to interrupt you. You know, in fact, Mr. Fun has actually probably summed it up best for all of us. He says, Katju may be right or wrong, but the question is how you take it, grow up. But these are class 9 kids.
You see, now that's another question, whether it's something which is motivated, whether there's somebody behind it, or whether they're doing it on their own accord.
Yeah.
But again, you know, I agree with Sanjay to the extent that a lot of this may seem to be publicity interest litigation in a sense, you know.
Yeah.
It seems to be something which is there to gain publicity.
Yeah.
But again, it comes back to look at the context in which what he is saying.
Yeah.
He ended his speech by saying, the reason I'm saying this is because I want Indians to wake up to the reality.
Yeah.
Look at the intention behind it. He's not an American saying Indians are stupid.
Yeah.
He's an Indian saying look, it's easy to provoke
you know,
us.
I was thinking earlier, you know, one of the things that Gitika said of course, is controversial. Many people are saying somebody of his stature should not be making statements like that. But there's also the other argument that's coming in social media is that if somebody like Justice Katju had not said this, would any of us even be talking about it?
I agree. A lot of people would say it, but wouldn't come on a forum that he did and say it. Again, we may agree or disagree with it. Look at the context in which he's saying it. A lot of us say it in our closed doors, but wouldn't come out and say it in the manner which he has.
Sanjay, आपसे पूछना चाहेंगे, prabhsahay अभी बोल रही थी कि a lot of us may want to say this, but we wouldn't come out so openly and say this. Are these comments easier to make as a stand-up comedian, do you think? And is it, do you get away with a lot more controversies in your comments as a stand-up comedian?
नहीं, देखिए अभी मैं स्टैंड अप कॉमेडी में क्या इंडिया में तो वो स्टैंडर्ड ही नहीं है अभी कॉमेडी का कि वो सोशल सटायर या पॉलिटिकल थॉट का एक फॉर्म ले ले। मैं कोशिश तो यही करता हूँ कि स्ट्रेच द एनवेलप बाउंड्रीज थोड़ा बढ़ाऊं, लेकिन उससे अलग मैं एक बात ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि क्या कुछ लोग बोल रहे हैं उन्होंने इनएप्रोप्रिएट लैंग्वेज में बोला। बहुत साल पहले एक महान फिलोसोफर कह गए एवरी कंट्री गेट्स द गवर्नमेंट इट डिजर्व्स। इफ यू लुक एट इट, ये वही बात कह रहे हैं, सिर्फ उनके लफ्जों में गुस्सा थोड़ा ज्यादा है। अब जो लोग इनके खिलाफ लिटिगेशन लेने जा रहे हैं वो अपने फ्रीडम ऑफ स्पीच और अपने लिटिगेशन के लिए तो कोर्ट तक पहुंच सकते हैं, दूसरे को बोलने भी नहीं दे रहे हैं। मुझे तो बड़ी हास्यास्पद बात लगती है।
Okay, Sanjay, of course, they're finding a comedy even in that. But let's listen into another video blog that another student has sent us for the social network.
I just found out that he made a blog post back in April this year, in which, in his first paragraph, he says that the 90% is not a mathematically correct figure. And most of the points in the blog post, I truly agree. And about the amazing students who gave a legal notice to him, I guess we should agree that they have made Mr. Katju's points proven.
All right, well, of course, it was interesting. One of the tweeters actually said on Twitter that Justice Katju is a dream of every tweeter, and that perhaps will remain true irrespective of this discussion today or not. Lots of interactions coming in on Twitter as we speak, but we do have to slip into a short break.